I will marry the first woman who gives birth to my child.
But, honey, we are already engaged.
That won't matter if you're infertile.
The fitness girl refused to spoil her perfect body, even for a wealthy, handsome man like Drake.
What about you, sweetheart?
Giving you a child will be a blessing from God.
I would do anything to win this fight. After all, I blame myself for Drake not having a baby.
Well, the first to go to bed with me will be... Betty. Sorry, Claire. That's just how things turn out.
I waited for my turn for more than 2 hours and was learning new methods to please my loved one, but...
Baby, not today. Your predecessor drained me of all my energy.
I was incredibly happy when, after a night with Drake, my appetite increased, and my period tracker showed a delay. Finally, he will be only mine again. Over dinner, I announced the good news. You can say goodbye to Betty because I'm pregnant.
How interesting. Betty's too.
My competitor showed me a positive test result. But it was already obvious from her belly.
Don't be upset. It's just that God decided that I was more worthy.
Wait, the competition isn't over yet. Let's see which one of you will give me a boy.
I was heartbroken and spent over an hour in the restroom when I suddenly heard a strange sound from a neighboring stall. It turns out, saintly Betty wasn't so saintly after all.
The things I do for that loser's money.
Betty became completely arrogant over dinner.
I'm going to move in with you. I want our little son to get used to his father's voice.
You won't be around to see that happen.
What the... Betty!
Thankfully, Drake broke off his relationship with Betty and finally set a wedding date.
Congratulations, you won.
Little did I know then that Drake had his own idea of marriage. You promised to be only mine.
Darling, I promised you a ring, not fidelity. So close the curtain. We're not done yet.
I realized he would never be satisfied with just me. Even being pregnant with his child could not make me stay with him. Later, I noticed blood in my underwear. I was afraid I had lost the baby, but it turned out that there was no baby. The delay in my period and weight gain were the consequences of stress due to Drake. Without all the pressure and humiliation, my health returned to normal. And I met a man who was content with just me. Happiness is a song best sung in a duet, not solo.
Here is a naughty magazine and a container for your biomaterial. Give it to the nurse when you're done. I promised my wife that I would get tested to see why she wasn't able to get pregnant for the past 2 years. However, I left Lisa at the clinic and ran away because I knew that it was all my fault. Before we get married, I had a vasectomy, since people like me shouldn't have children. However, I didn't have the courage to tell Lisa, as I was afraid she would leave me. I loved her with all my heart and wouldn't be able to live without her. So I decided to fill our life with bright emotions, so we could be a happy family even without children. I knew Lisa would be angry about me leaving, so I went back home with tickets for an exotic trip for the 5th time that year. Dear, I'm sorry, they called me to the office, but we're going to a heavenly place tomorrow. Surprise! But Lisa no longer wanted trips, jewelry, or spa sessions.
Give me a baby, Kyle. I'm not asking for anything else. Get tested. I can't take this anymore.
I felt sorry for my wife, but I couldn't tell her the truth. So I decided to go with Plan B. Make her realize that she didn't want children. And I knew exactly who could help me with it. I borrowed my friends' children for the weekend, who were completely impossible to control. I told them that there was only one rule at my house. They grimaced because they were expecting a prohibition, but I surprised them. Ronnie, Donnie, behave as badly as you can. They were happy to do just that. Lisa spent the whole weekend cleaning up after them. Yet, she was quite happy about it.
Kids are kids. Being naughty is their job.
I didn't give up, as I had to show her that children would tear our peaceful life to pieces. So I took the kids to Lisa's dressing room and left some scissors there. I thought my wife would be mad, but she didn't.
We can make some cool superhero capes from these cut-up dresses.
When the kids left, I was overjoyed about the silence, but Lisa was bored because she felt the house was empty. Do you want to get some new furniture? No problem.
No. I want to hear children's laughter in this house, or even crying.
I realized that I would have to be more adamant. So I asked my wife for the contact of a reproductive endocrinologist. She was happy because she thought I would finally get tested. However, I had a completely different goal. I paid the doctor a fortune to come up with a fake diagnosis for my beloved. Lisa, unfortunately, we're dealing with female infertility here.
What about artificial insemination? I will do anything.
There is no hope. Please don't torture yourself. I'm sorry. Lisa cried a lot, and I felt terribly guilty. Yes, it was mean, but I told myself that we could adopt a child in order to make her happy. I was hoping she wouldn't find out that she married a defective man. I was ready to do anything to comfort my beloved and put together an incredibly romantic date. However, Lisa didn't show up. She wasn't home either, and her things were gone. There was only a note with traces of tears. You deserve a normal woman, one who can give you a child. I was afraid of losing Lisa because I couldn't give her a child. But she left because I acted like a selfish coward. Still, I knew where to look for her. The place where she used to go whenever she felt really good or very sad.
We met each other here. Let's say goodbye here as well.
Lisa almost threw her wedding ring into the pond, but I stopped her. I gathered all my courage and finally told her the truth. That I was the carrier of a serious hereditary disease. And although I didn't have any symptoms myself, I could pass it on to my child. I saw how much my mother suffered, and I didn't want anyone else to suffer. That's why I decided to get a vasectomy. I apologized to Lisa for lying and turned away so I wouldn't have to see my beloved live forever. I deserved it, and Lisa would finally be able to fulfill her dream, to give birth to a child from a healthy husband and have a normal family. All of a sudden, my wife hugged me tightly.
You are my family because I love you. I will forgive you on one condition.
We agreed to always be honest with each other and our future child, who would be donor-conceived. I promised to be the best dad in the world for that child. A complete family is one filled with love and trust.